with you, and I hope you're doing well. Today we're doing something that we haven't done in a while, which is a toilet paper album. So I've got 3 toilet paper roll here. They've been lysoled and I let them dry, so now they're all ready to go. So what we're going to do is cut them into 2 pieces, and then we're going to put some of this tissue paper on top of the front. And then I created with my Patreons some what I think are gorgeous flowers. They're all end painted with watercolor, and then, like for example, this one I put liquid pearl, the stickles, and then some line work. I think they're really pretty. So I will be putting these to sell in my Etsy store, and I've made, to go with them, there's going to be a card with each to go with it. So just thought it was a nice little gift idea, so if you wanted to give something, and because I don't know who they would be given to, I'm going to be putting some blank paper inside them, but these are all dyed paper. Like I've done the with some plants and stuff, and I did that a while ago. So that's what these are going to be. That's what's going to be inside these. If I can speak, my thing is not attached properly. Okay, so we're going to put this aside, and my plan is to do them similar to the cards. These are for the closures. They're cute little stars. So we'll prepare the toilet paper roll first, and then we'll get the rest going. So basically what you need to do is to basically prep it in half, and then you just need to cut it down. Oops. And try to do it straight. It's better. What I could also do, what I think I might do for the other one, is just take my guillotine and cut the edge straight, so this way it's easier. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing here. Doesn't matter that there's a little bit of cardboard here that's coming apart. Don't forget, we're gonna be covering these up with the tissue paper. This is really bothering me. I don't understand how I placed it, that is bugging me. And I really want to put it because I'm going to be using paint, and I know myself, if I'm using paint, it's just like in the kitchen. If I'm making anything, there's a big chance that I'll end up with some on me if I'm not wearing an apron. So, plus I love aprons. I've got quite a big collection now. I love vintage ones especially. When I can find some nice ones in the thrift store, I usually get them, and I wear them actually all the time, and I've been gifted some beautiful ones as well. I'm very spoiled. Okay, so we've got our 3 little booklets started. Now this one here, I'm gonna just take my glue stick, if I can find it somewhere on my desk. Is a glue stick, or used to be a glue stick. If you could only see my desk, guys, because I'm doing the 30 days, 30 inks, as well as trying to give you guys a video every day. My desk is just a disaster area. It's I cannot even begin to tell you how bad it is. I'm gonna be due for a big cleanup once this is all finished. We'll use the decoupage glue. It's going to be better for this to make this stick. Okay, so talking of decoupage glue, that's exactly the next step that we're going to do. And for this, I like to use some really cheap brush. And so I'm trying to reach out for one. Like this. It's a dollar store one, and it's really it's due to be thrown away, but I'm not throwing it away. I'm using it till there's no more using it. And of course, this is plugged up. That would be typical. Let's, oh, there's a big goop. And it's on top of the whole thing. That's why it's not flowing. Oh, that was not good. Ugh. This was not good. This is the type of blooper that I would have wanted to show you guys getting it in my face. I wouldn't have been able to, and now that you've got the second camera, you get to see all those things. Ugh, that was not good. Okay, but now we've got it. It's gonna flow. Oh boy. Okay, so just gonna put this down like that. And I'm just gonna put some of the tissue paper down, and I kind of want it crinkly. I don't want it perfect because I want the texture in it. I want the texture to show because I just feel like it's better. It looks better. I could have done the masking tape technique, but I figured I have not done decoupaging and gluing like this in a while, so that it would be fun to do that this time around. I believe I did the masking tape one already on camera at one point. I have done this before too on camera, but it's been a while. Got so many videos. I don't know if you saw, but I posted how many I've uploaded, and it's over 1,000. It's crazy. I've been doing this for a while now. I started in 2014. So 2014 or 2015. I forgot. I don't remember. But yeah, it's been quite a few years now. Put a little bit here. Just need to make sure that everything is dried up, like is glued down properly, because I don't want it to come undone. Now, this is not the best technique. I'm sorry if there's going to be a little bit of a glare. Let me see. Where did I put my... I forgot where I put it. Oh, there it is. When you organize your stuff, sometimes you can't find it anymore. At least that's my story. When I'm too organized, it's not necessarily a good thing. Okay, so turn this around so I can do the insides, but at least I'm sure that it's not going to stick to the other side. It's going to come undone. That's where we can glue down that little piece as well. Oh, I forgot, I wanted to pull out something for this and I forgot. I hope I remember to put it. I might completely forget if I don't pull it out now. Shoot. My hands are all messy and I don't necessarily want to stop at this point. I think I'm gonna finish them all up and then try to remember what I wanted to do while they're drying. And this way, after we need to, once they finish drying, we're gonna need to paint them over. So I'm gonna do the inside as well because I want it to be pretty. But you won't be seeing as much of it, so it doesn't really matter that if it's how the coverage is. Plus, don't forget, we're going to be painting over it. So this is just for texture purpose more than anything else, because I really want the fun texture. Okay, so we've got it pretty much all glued down, I guess. Just want to make sure, because there seems to be a bubble here. And if there's a bubble, that means that it won't stick down properly, and it's going to become an issue over time. So and the fun part with this is because we're doing it all wrinkly, it doesn't matter that you've made a hole. You can cover it up with another one, another piece. Okay, so I think the rest is pretty good. So I'll put this aside to dry. And I just realized that I put my paper in a really bad spot. Okay, so then we'll do the next one. So it's the same technique over and over again for all of them, because they're basically going to be the same type of album. I wanted to have multiple at the same time in the store. And figured that this would be a good thing, and would be a video that would be a little bit different, because as I keep telling you guys, I don't want to be doing the same videos over and over again. I try to make different content. I used to make a video a day, every day. And I did that for 1.5 years, I believe, until it just got to be too much. I just couldn't keep it up anymore. But I did it for quite a long time. And it's the fact that there's so many videos. So if you need to have content, that's one way, is looking at my old videos. Another way too is to join Patreon, because I've got quite a lot of, I've been there now for over 1 year. So all the videos that I've done, they're all over there, and you have access to all of them. So if you want to see extra card videos and things, and for card making, I have a blog as well, and you can see a lot of pictures, but they're only pictures. Like, I didn't, at the time I had my blog and I was really blogging a lot, I didn't have YouTube. And when I started YouTube, I kept up the blog for a little bit, but then after a while it just became too much again. It's a lot. Creating content is a long process, because not only do you have the part of the making of the video, but then you have to do all the editing and then the uploading and the commenting on all the stuff, and then like putting all the different links and all of that. So it takes a while. And obviously some mistakes will happen, so I really appreciate when you guys are patient with me with the fact that sometimes my video might be upside down, or my face is in the way, as has happened in a recent video. But let's be honest, like this setup of 2 cameras, it's complicating my life a bit. But I know that a lot of you guys appreciated this, so I'm happy to do it. And you get to see goofy moments like you just saw before, which before you wouldn't have seen me eating some glue. So I think that's pretty good. I've got some orange on there, but it doesn't really matter, because we're going to be putting, like I said, we're going to be putting paint on top. Oops, what did I do? The goober just went flying on me. Okay, so then we've got one last one, and this is tissue that I'm reusing from a package that I got from Yoseka Stationery. You might have seen me open it up recently, and of course I kept the packaging, and I did mention it in the video that I was going to be using the packaging for something for sure. Well, here's a little something. Now you know what it is. And my hands are getting so gooey. It's crazy. I forget, because I haven't been doing much of gluing stuff like that in a while. I forgot how gooey this process is. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yes, a big gooey mess. We're almost done. At least this section of the work is almost done. Paper sticking to my fingers. Hoping I'm in frame. And this is also why you want to use some really inexpensive paintbrush. I usually get mine at the dollar store, and when they get too messed up, then I just throw them away, and I don't feel bad. Honestly, like, I have a few more expensive brushes, and even those are not that expensive, and I tend to never use them because I don't want to make them, you know, go bad. Which is pretty silly, because what's the point of having nice brushes if I never use them? But that's just me, I guess. Pretty things, and so the logic of having all those nice dishes that you never pull out because you don't want to break them. But then what's the point of having them and keeping them in the cupboards? But okay, so my 3 little albums are done. I'll put that into the water. I will go and clean up my hands properly. I'm just going to remove a bit of the glue before I touch my cameras. And then I will find what I'm looking for, and we will be back with the painting. See you soon. Okay, so I'm back. They finally dried, but while they were drying, I prepared my little pages for inside them. So I've got 3 sets prepared and ready to be attached, and they each have 9 pages, so folded into 2, that means there's 36 pages overall to play with. So now that our little books are dried, and there's a little bit here that's sticking out, I'm just going to glue it down. So we've got our little books ready to go, and I will now paint over them. And I was thinking of using this paint. I haven't used it in a while. I'm hoping that it's still good. It's a metallic type of paint, but it gives a nice look. But I'm not sure if it's going to be opaque enough. So I had brought another one. Whoops, that's antique green. So maybe it should be a combination of both. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be a combination of both of them together to make it more opaque. And then I've got some gold that I want to rub on it after. So need to get into all the little nooks and crannies of this. I think it's going to be a nice combination of colors. Okay, so I'll let that side dry, and while that's drying I'll do the other ones, and then we'll get back to that one once it's finished, when we finish the other ones. And my hand is stuck. I'm at the end of my baby wipes, so I will need to put a new thing in. Okay, so so let's put a bit of that, and then a bit of this, and just have fun mixing it up together. On the cards I used some distress ink, so I might do that for the image, like on the side of the image, once I've actually torn it in little pieces, like I've torn the edges. It's gonna look pretty, this is gonna look pretty awesome, if I may say so myself. I'm pretty pleased with the results so far. And I've pulled out what I was looking for, which was some book corners, because I want to put those on the corners of each little book. I think it's gonna add a nice touch to this and make them even more special. So these would be perfect for note-taking, like putting in your purse, and if you want to take some notes or whatever. I just need a little piece of paper to jot something down. Okay, so I put it on my lap. So this is not quite dry. I'm gonna just dry it off a little bit. I'm not putting it very heavy, so technically it shouldn't take forever to dry. Should be fairly quick. And you can see the nice look, metallic look that we're getting. I'm going to turn this over and do the same thing on the inside. I keep hoping I'm in frame, because when I get into the zone, I tend to forget to look up, and sometimes I'm not in frame anymore. Okay, so that's pretty good. Put that aside. Try this one a bit. Seem to have missed some of this one on this side. I love all the texture on these. They look really good. It's gonna look awesome. Awesome, awesome. Once we finish with them, it's gonna look pretty good. So those would be nice little stocking stuffers if you wanted to make some, and you can make some many. Just need to make sure to keep your rolls of toilet paper, or could be rolls of kitchen rolls as well. Whichever paper, and if you're using the kitchen roll, well, I would probably cut it in two, because otherwise it's going to be a very thin but very long book. Might be a bit strange, but up to you. This is just like, it's a perfect size. Okay, so we've got all of that done. Now, let's get back to this one. It's pretty much dried. And I hate to waste, seriously, this paint. So, just gonna put it here. And eventually this piece of paper will end up being a backing of some sort of something. Because that's how I roll. Okay, so we finished with these two paints. That's enough. I'm not going to be putting any more. You can put those away. Those go in the garage usually. Now for this side of it, I would like to add a little bit of metallic gold. So I've got this Deco Art metallic. I'm hoping that it's still in okay condition. Yeah, there's just this film on top, but the rest seems to be fine. That's what happens when you don't use your stuff a lot. And I haven't been using much because I haven't had the needs. I haven't been making a lot of this type of stuff in a while. I used to use it more when I was making more books or journals or mixed media in general. So I'm just going to put it lightly, as you can see, on some of the biggest ridges, just to highlight some of it. And I'm just using my finger. You could use whatever, but I'm thinking that this is going to be, I've got better control over it, and I don't want to have a ton of it. I just want a little bit, so that it gives this finish type of finish. So use that one and do the same thing. And this I've had like forever, this jar, and you can see it's still very good. So long as you store them in a proper place that doesn't have like a lot of temperature change, I guess. Okay, and finally the last one. Trying to see if I'm in frame. Okay, so we've got enough. I don't want to put any of this on the inside. I don't feel the need for it. You could if you wanted to, but I don't think it's really required in this case. Oh, I'm sorry, you're going to be hearing there's a 14382. Trying to close it off. It talks. The good thing with that is that it gives the phone number. So if you're in a situation where you're far from the phone, it gives you the idea that if it's a phone call that is somebody that you want to pick up or not. Okay, so at this point I think we can remove this, because I'm afraid the more I play with this, the more messy I will possibly get this, and I don't want to make my things more messy. So so I will just keep a baby wipe close by in case I need it, but I don't think we're gonna be needing it much other than for the glue a little bit, because this is finished as well. Okay, so now we're gonna put the little corners. So I've got these little metal corners. I don't remember where I got them. I believe it was on eBay. And basically you just put them on and squish them in. Whoops. And it gives your little corner. Just want to make sure that it sticks. You know, that it's squeezed enough that it's not going to slide off. And it's not fully dry, so obviously me putting my hands in it, I'm making a mess, but that's okay. I've got the wipes for that. So just regular pair of pliers does the job. It's a little bit harder when you're doing it with a book because of the fact that it's thicker. This is thin, so it makes it easier. And I put it crooked, but it's gonna have to stay that way basically because I can't remove it anymore. I don't want to destroy the book. And it's not that bad. Just make sure you've stuck it in good and that you don't shift it when you're doing it, which is what happened there. I shifted just a tiny bit. Okay, so here we've got one with all the little corners. So we're going to do the same thing with the other two. And I could have waited for it to dry a little bit more, but I'm anxious to finish these. Whoops, wrong way. Make sure that you put them in the right way, obviously, because otherwise you're not gonna like having the inside showing outside, like if you're doing like this. Unless that's what you want as a look, but I don't think you would. Might be able to get these on Amazon as well, but like I said, I think I purchased them either on AliExpress or on eBay. So that's this one. Got one last one to do, and then I've got some book pages. Whoops. Got the book pages, and I've got my little image, and I have some ribbon like this that we're gonna put on top, just for added fun. And once that's done, then I'm gonna do the inside. So here we go. That's the last of that one. So let's go back to the first one we did. Now we're good with this tool. I'm gonna need my crocodile for the holes once we get to that point. So for now, I can kind of close this off because I want to see what it's gonna look like. So basically I want to use some book page that's yellowed, like that. And then I thought of using some of this. Clearly this is too long. So some of that. Or it could be like on this side. Maybe, because I'm going to be putting the hole here and some ribbon through. So that, and then where are my flowers? I don't think I'm going to put the green paper. I thought about it, but now that I'm looking at it, it's not going to fit. It's not the right color of green, so I'm not going to like that, and I'm not going to use it. Okay, so we've got our little flower. I'm just going to tear around the edges, and because then that would be very sad. And it's gonna go like this, but I don't want it to be too stark white, so I'm just gonna lightly go around the edges like so. Now I could have sewn some of this on. I don't particularly like sewing stuff on if I've used decoupage glue, because of the fact that I don't want my my sewing machine to be all gooey after. So and I'm gonna use Fix to glue this down, because I want to make sure that this is not going anywhere, and there's going to be fabric on top. So with the fabric on top, you really need to have something that's going to be more permanent and really stick to this. What I don't like about this bottle is that once I finish pressing on it, then it's going to start flowing like crazy. And then it doesn't stop unless I've got the cover on, which is a pain in the behind. So we've got that here, and then I'm just gonna put some here. I'm gonna put some on my flower right now, and I'm gonna cover this before I get a lot of glue out. So meanwhile, I'm going to glue this down like so, and then I'm going to glue my little flower on top just like that. So that's one done. Let's do the other ones. And there's a little part here that's sticking up and it's gonna bother me, so I'm just gonna put an extra bit of glue there so that it stays put. Okay, so there, and then I'm gonna do that one. So put this here. Again, I'm going to put a little bit of old paper. Whoops. The page is going flying everywhere. Those book pages, I love when they're already all old like that. The bad thing is they're very brittle. So you have to be careful with how you use them. I just say I wouldn't want to use these like as a page inside the book, because I think just the folding it would make it crack, and that would not be nice. So I'm going to use this flower. I really love that one, how it turned out. I just think it's so pretty. Well, I love them all, but I like the Perfect Pearl, how it turned out. Been a while since I've used my Perfect Pearl, so it was nice to use them. This is going to be a pretty long video. I hope that you've enjoyed watching it while doing something else. And try to make sure that I've got all the edges with a little bit. And put some on here. Put there's little strands. Said put it over here. So put that like so, and then put my flower like right there. I really like them. I don't know why I don't make them more often. Everything comes and goes, I guess. I don't know. I saw them and I thought, oh, I should make some, because I haven't made any in a while. And I had figured I was going to make these little flowers for cards. But then they made the perfect embellishment for the front of these little books, so that's why I'm using them that way. Okay, so we're done with this. I don't need the dauber anymore. And just need to have a little bit of book page. And put it maybe like that. No, more like that, because I'm going to be putting the other piece there. So if I wanted to, if I don't want to hide the entire book page, I'm better off doing it that way. Okay, so we're good on that. So I'm good there, and put a strip of glue here, and we're going to be good with the glue as well. I don't need any more. I'm just going to clean this off before closing it, and then putting it upside down so that it's ready for the next time I need it. Here we go. I really like them. Really, really like them. Okay, so back to the first one. Now, what we need to do is make the holes to close this thing up, and then we're going to put the little stars. Brads. So I need 6 of them. Whoops. So I'm gonna try to center this. So it would have to be here. So I'm gonna make, has to be a small hole. Yeah, it's a small one. So I'm gonna make a small one, a small hole. Just need to make sure that I'm in the right place. Now I'm gonna put my little pad. And oops, and close it off, and it's closed. I was very close to the border there, so might not be something I do that close for the other one. Well, for this one, yes, but not for the others that I'm going to be making. It's a little bit close. And I can't see because that thing stayed there. And just put this in and squeeze it tight. So we've got the little closure done, ready to go. Let's do this one. So got 5 and 5. So one done, and then for the other side. Whoops. Voila, got that one done. I have one last one to go. So and here. Okay. Here we go, that's one. Just want it a little bit more. Okay. And the other side. Whoops. And close that off. And we've got that done. So we're finished with this tool. And now we can stitch in the actual little booklets. So I'm just going to use this twine. My rule of thumb is I usually do at least double of the length of my book. That's usually plenty for me to be able to do these. And then you could do all kinds of things. You could put the beads on the edge, on the outside edge if you wanted. This time I'm not going to do that. And once I'm finished with these, I'm going to probably add some little charms. I forgot to pull them out, but they'll have little charms at the bottom because I think it's going to make it pretty. Okay, so now I need to decide where I'm going to make my holes. I need my little booklet. Okay, so I'm going to center this here. Center this within my little book. And I'm just going to eyeball it. You could actually do this the proper way and do measurements and whatever, but I don't feel like doing measurement today. So I'm just going to eyeball it. And this little pointy tool is perfect for this work. And I'm actually going to put a clamp just so that I make sure my pages don't move while I'm doing this. And eyeball it that it's the same. Be careful for your fingers when you're poking this way. And then just thread my needle. Okay, been doing cross stitching so much that I can't seem to thread needles anymore. So here I'm gonna leave a tail because I do want to have a little charm hanging, so I'll leave a tail like that. And then, like I said, here you could do beads, so I could put beads here. You just have to thread them through your needle. Make sure that they fit through your needle, the eye of the needle, prior to you threading them, because otherwise you're gonna be swearing. You won't be happy, and it just makes the process very painful. It would help if I put my needle in the right hole. Okay, so now I'm in, and okay, I'm in. So through there, then back through the middle, as we did in the for the little booklets. I'm going through the first one. I didn't want to do that necessarily. Okay, and then pull tight. Go to the last hole and poke it through like so, and then just thread it, and then I usually make sure that it's fairly tight, and I make a double knot. This way it's not going anywhere. And I will leave about the same size of tail, and I can hang a little charm on top of these little booklets. So I will do the others off camera because it's the same process, but they will all be listed in my Etsy store, so if you're interested, go and check them out. So then I have this seam binding here that I've had for quite a long time. I don't remember where I purchased it. I remember having quite a lot of difficulty finding nice seam binding, but I finally found some. So I'm just gonna put it through here, through my little hole, if it wants to collaborate. Hopefully it will. Okay, so put this through, and I'm just gonna make a little knot. Oops. Little knot. Double little knot. I'll tuck in a little bit this. But I like the little edges. So That's one side. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I will put at the end the picture of all the little books so that you have them all completed. So then you've got a little book and you've got a little closure for it. So just like so, and voila, you've got a little book. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing the process. If you're interested in these unique, one-of-a-kind makes, because the paper is one of a kind and so is the art in the front, go and check out in the description box below the link to these, and hopefully you can grab one. And I will see you guys in the next video. Love you. Bye.